Hello. It's Sue Coco, your divine oracle, here with a very important message. God, the divine universe, spirit, your guardian angel, whatever resonates with you, this is a very important message they have for you. They need you to hear it. I'm putting the intention out there that this video is only going to find people who need to hear this message. So there's no accident behind it. Take what resonates with you. This video is completely non-gender specific, LGBTQ plus, and as well, this video is completely timeless. So whenever you see this, you're seeing this at the right time. You're seeing this at the absolute right moment for you to see and hear this. I'm using my Angel Tarot deck, and I love these cards. For a really long time, I was super hesitant to read with them because I'm like, they're so beautiful, and I love like the angelic iconography on them, and like look gold. I always say this when I read with these cards, but I love this deck of cards. And I will be reading with tarot cards. I'm going to be pulling cards from the Language of Flowers, but I'm also going to be channeling the energy, whatever I'm feeling. I'm going to be channeling like spiritually, emotionally, and whatever like visions I'm pulling, whatever like spirit, the divine God wants me to interpret and like speak. That's kind of like how I'm gonna be doing this and going about it. So with that being said, I'm just gonna shuffle this one more time, and I'm going to pull a card from the Language of Flowers to kind of set the tone and set the direction of this reading, to kind of like set the tone. All right. So, Language of Flowers. Oh, the two cards wanted to come out. Let's pull them both. So, we've got Orange Blossom and Cactus. Ooh. So, Orange Blossom is enthusiasm. The best can be here, believe it. The best can be here, believe it. And Cactus Flower, endurance. Hold on, you can do this. So, I'm getting a lot of hope, and I'm getting a lot of energy, like it's bubbling up from my chest of like when you speak about, when you think about, when you share with others, there's this light right here and people can see it. And like when you share your hopes and dreams with people who are positive and on your team, because you don't want to share that beautiful energy with just anybody. And I want you to know that like you need to protect that energy, but I'm not saying like don't let it out, because the people you feel like safe sharing this with, when you light up, they light up. And you're somebody, it like bursts forth in this beautiful light right from your chest. It's literally like right from your heart to them. They are able to see it. It's like for the people in your life you share this light with that are able to receive it, it's like they've been living in winter and finally a sunny day, and it's like radiating, it's warming them, it's healing them. There's so much positivity to it. And the core of who you are is the orange blossom. Enthusiasm. When you talk and you think you're somebody who's really in your mind, and there's ideas populating as, oh, what about this? What about this? I'm seeing blooms. Like your ideas bloom forward. And the best can be here, believe it. Like you're somebody who could be like an entrepreneur, or you're always having ideas. I'm sensing you're somebody who's very creative. Art, drawing, singing, painting, like you're a very creative person, and your interests it's a lot. Like you're interested in a lot of different things, and you want to kind of try and have like a moose boosh of like a little bit, like a little of everything. I hope I use that word right. And Cactus Flower, while there are a lot of ideas and a lot of, oh, what about this? What about this? It's kind of like, you're like, oh, what about this over here? Over this over here. But the endurance aspect of it is you might need to stick to these things a little bit longer. I'm getting like, oh, like, okay, when I'm saying this, like, because although there's a lot of enthusiasm to start projects, to start things in your life, the going gets tough when when it's like that enthusiasm kind of like fades away, and now the hard work comes in, and you're like, okay, in order to get better at this, you see the possibilities, but it's hard to keep that going. And that's kind of been the struggle of like, there's been so many, oh, what if I do this, what if I do this, what if I do that? you're not giving yourself the time to bloom in any one aspect because you're so captivated and you're so enthused by so many other things. And it's like there's so many things that you're seeing, like, oh, I want to try that, I want to try that, I want to try that. But at the same time, it's like a jack of all trades, a master of none, you know? Like, okay. Okay, so what we're seeing here is Knight of Wands. There's energy, there's this beautiful full charge of like, let's go, like I'm ready, you know, let's charge in. And you are divinely protected when you start new path. It's like beginner's luck, but there's like angelic forces, divine forces, whatever resonates with you, resonates. Whatever resonates with you, that is, there are positive forces in your life that's why you're being pulled to all these different things. And there's this enthusiasm and this fire and this like love around it. Yeah. There is this like burning ferocity to get in and start doing all of these things. But the key to it is emotional mastery. The Queen of Cups. There is overwhelming emotion. I'm just seeing like when it gets hard, you may be a very emotional person and you may not cry externally, but you feel like it. Like, or you could be, I'm a self-professed crybaby. I will cry at the drop of a hat. And it's something I've like come to terms with. And I'm just a very sensitive person. And so for you, when things get tough, you're like velvet. Like it all leaves a scar on you. Or like it creates an imprint on you. And so that initial rush, when it gets hard, like, oh, am I doing the right thing? I'll never get better. I don't know. Like, look at all these other people that are better than me. Will I ever be able to achieve those heights? You need to get in control of these emotions, or don't let your emotions rule you. Naturally, though, you're somebody who's guided by your emotions. That's the beauty of it, because that is what allows you. I'm getting tongue-tied because the energy is so like, blah, 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 like 1,000 words a minute. And I'm guessing that's the energy of when you're enthused and excited, that's exactly who you become. But don't get caught up in everything has to be 1,000 miles a minute all the time. Allow times to be slow. Allow times to reflect. And that is going to be the key for you to achieve these. This is a bigger dream. It's part of a bigger thing. You know what you are called here to do. Because when you do it, it feels so right. There is this gratification. There is this like, you just feel so complete when you do the thing you know you are meant to do. And just because it's hard, it scares you. You're like, is it? Look at these people who are successful. Like the successful act. It's like you have really big dreams. You have really big aspirations. You don't do anything small. You're trying to see, okay, what's the goal for like down the road? And it's like the end goal, right? But you're beginning this journey of whatever it may be. And it's like, allow yourself to go on the journey, because it's gonna be a bumpy road. It's gonna be a long, winding, tumultuous road. But like, it's the key to, you can get there. You can get there, because the end of the reading, there is completion. It is simply a matter of controlling your emotions, of not letting your emotions rule you, of not allowing these like it's these big tidal waves. Like, you know, some people, it's like when we say emotions, like they deal with like, it's a very like watery element. That's why some people really don't like it, especially if they're like a fire sign or an earth sign. It's just like, it's too much. Your emotions are like tidal waves. Like they're tsunamis of emotions. It's not like you're not getting like a little, you know, like you're not in the kiddie pool. You are in like tsunami of like sadness, tsunami of joy. And that's the beautiful thing about how you start these projects. But the discouragement of like, oh my God, like when it hits you, like, oh my God, there's so much ahead of me, that is completely like the wrong mindset. I'm somebody, I'm an artist, I draw, I paint, I do all that. And I've been doing it for like years, both professionally and for my own well-being. Let's just leave it at that. I find it a very therapeutic practice, and it's to the point now where I'm like, when I am like lying in bed, I'm like, last night I was just thinking about painting like yellow like jelly candies, and I'm like, oh, you know what would make it look good if I added like purple shadows and like the contrast of the colors, and I'm seeing it all in my head. And this like this is like in the last, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years, I've started to really break down the elements of my artistic process and really, really look at like the finer details. And now it's to the point where it's like, it's not about me reaching a certain end line. It's about me taking these skills and really refining, fine tuning, every little detail, every little aspect. So whatever that is for you, you are going to be refining every little detail. Like, that is what you need to focus on, instead of like, oh, this is such a tumultuous mountain to climb, I need to learn and do so much, it's going to take me forever to get there. Understand this: the time will pass. Like, think of it like becoming a doctor, and this might be you becoming a doctor. It's gonna take like 10 years. You're gonna have to go through medical school and do all this stuff and to get there. But guess what? Whether you go to medical school to become a doctor or you don't, that time is still gonna pass. The versions of you, that splitting timeline of you deciding to go to medical school and pursue doctorhood, and the time of you just saying, okay, it's gonna take 10 years, I'm not gonna do it, and staying where you are, that time will pass. And guess what? You're gonna be in two very different places. And it's like, one thing I see, it's like big ships, like little, when you're sailing a giant ship, a difference of like coordinates, you could end up in China or you could end up at the North Pole, honey. Like, there are like just the trajectory, like little movements you're making now down the road are going to have huge impact. And I don't want that to scare you, because I want that to inspire you and to keep you going and add fuel to your burning fire. Like, there's a lot of like, you're a person of a lot of contradictions, because there's this burning fire that like really, really fuels you, but your emotions are like so big. Everything is big about you. And that's why people love you. That's why people are drawn to you, because when you almost like have like an outburst of like joy, it's like, oh wow, that's like beautiful. But also when you get really like in your head, it's like in your head. So what I want you to know is to find balance. Find a way to kind of like do what you need to do. Take a step back, journal, write it down, talk to somebody, share your emotions, like let it out. Don't keep it bottled up. That's another, you gotta let all this out. It could be like, you could be like me and just talk to yourself all the time and work through it that way. You could journal. Journaling is a great way just to get it out, because the worst thing for you is letting it sit in your head and fester. It's like your mind is like a hamster wheel, and it's gonna go way faster, and it's like, that's not gonna serve you. That is not gonna serve you. You'll spend 10 years thinking about, should I be a doctor, and it's like, well, that was 10 years of thinking gone. Because once you come to terms with everything you need to do, everything that's going to be in this process, everything that's going to be needed to be done to get you here, we're getting the 10 of Pentacles. This is a financial completion. This is a card of security, of wealth, of prosperity, of in the physical world. In the physical realm, you are fulfilled, you are satisfied. It is generational wealth. It is a legacy. It is security. So know and understand that. Stick to it. I don't need to say any more. I hope you like this video. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. I post new videos whenever. I post shorts every day. Hype it up if you want to. And I hope you have a really great day. I hope this serves you well. Bye.